Well, obviously I'm here for having an inappropriate relationship with an underage girl, and uh, big big mistake, poor choice. And I mean, I say poor choice. It's just there's really no excuses to, and I'm not going to try and make any excuses or anything like that. But I've had 18 years to sit and think about all of that. And um, do I regret doing it? Yes, because the lasting effects of what happens, it wasn't just that it affected me, that I was incarcerated and have been down for 18 years. Is that the effects that it had on uh, her brother, herself, her mother, her all of her family, the effects that it had on my children. They've grown up. My daughter is here with me today, and I have a wonderful family that has been very close to me and very supportive through this entire time. But they've grown up, seeing daddy on the weekends, and there was, times where, you want to hurry up and get home because there's first dates and graduations, birthday parties, and, those are all gone. Um, Marriages already happened, birth of grandchildren, that's already happened. So, I mean, there's just a lot of things that daddies are supposed to be there for. And I, out of my own choice, took myself out of that equation through selfishness and everything else. But it's, you don't think about the domino effect of things when are just, I guess, just doing things that you do. And it's, and a lot of people, I'm a better person for it. And I mean, there's a lot of things that you have time to think about. And I really believe that I'm a better person now by far than I was, even well before this all happened. You realize the things that are small that you took for granted, and you think about the way other people feel about things before you act. And if I were to get paroled, I guess I don't know why I would be a good candidate for parole. Is it's just, I don't know. That's a tough question too, because there's a lot of reasons that you can come up with, but the main one is just that I feel that I'm a much better person, and I'm more attentive to wanting to be in my children's life more. And you can't make up for things that you've done. And I don't know. I'm generally a big talker, but I'm kind of at a loss for things to things to say. It's
Well, we appreciate it. I think you summed it up uh, pretty well. Your case has been, well, let's hear from the, let's hear from the officials at Wynn Parish. How long have you been there?
I've been here for almost a year now.
Okay, and how long has Mr. Ferguson been here?
2 years.
2 years.
Okay, and what's his reputation around the facility?
He's good. He's one of our right-hand guys. He takes care of a lot of business for us. He's a floor monitor. And he's got a real good rapport with the staff and everybody else.
Okay, thank you for that. Mr. Tillis, this case has been assigned to you, so would you take it from here and ask any questions that you have?
How are you doing, Mr. Ferguson?
Oh, I'm nervous.
Um, and you've served 18 years of a 20-year sentence
That is correct.
for molestation. And you've had some sexual classes.
Yes, sir. They offer the Madison program. I've taken it. The fifth level of it. It's not a requirement, but I took it in. That's the facilitator level, but I've taken that. We emailed the copies of the certificates on the 11th of this month.
I have them. Yeah. What did you learn out of some of those classes?
Well, it's basically what they tell you in the classes is, they give you scenarios and ask you, what risk factor you're at. And being completely honest, there's a lot of the stuff in there that is, people feel doesn't apply to them, but you take it in. But it's, you just, I guess, out of all of it, if you take aside, I guess, some of the creepy scenarios they put in there, it's just trying to basically give forethought to any decisions that you make. Actually try to, I guess, curb some of those thoughts.
If you were released, where would you live?
In Bienville Parish on Lake Bistineau and Ringgold. It's kind of out in the country. It's right on the lake.
Okay, and you still have contact with your family?
Yes, sir. Regularly. My daughter a couple of times a week, my son about once a month, and my mother's every Sunday.
Every Sunday. I see. And you have 2 years left.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no more questions.
Okay, Ms. Stephenson?
Yeah, you said that you had an inappropriate relationship with a young girl. What was the inappropriate relationship and how old was the child?
She was 15.
Okay.
And
How old were you?
I was 30.
Okay.
Well, basically we were, at the time I was dating her mother, and we, like I said, not making excuses. We were having issues, and we had grown pretty close, and we basically, we basically started a more of a fling that I can't really call it a relationship. We started a fling, and it just was not.
Well, the fling, what was the fling? Did you have sex with the child?
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to know. Okay, so you did have sex with the child. And how long did that last?
Oh, about a month and a half.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you do have extreme opposition with the DA, the sheriff, the AG. You're going to be getting out in a couple of years. You've had your classes. You should have no contact with this individual. I hope you know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a situation where somebody called her mother and everything?
They got into contact with my daughter in 2019. The mother, actually, my daughter and the mother had supper together, and they did a lot of talking. She gave her number to my daughter to give to me. I've talked to her mother. Wasn't long after that, the victim got in touch with my daughter, and she wanted me. So we actually, at that time in 2020,
Yes,
Caleb,
Let him finish. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
in 2020, the victim actually was propositioned that if it helped with my parole, she wanted to actually get married. And that ended up kind of puttering out because there was a long time there. I haven't, like I said, I haven't spoken. I've been here right at 2 years. I haven't had contact with her. We have an email, like a texting tablet system over at the other facility I was at. And we actually stayed in fairly regular contact, but since I've come over here, we haven't really been in contact with each other or anything. But that actually started in about 2019, where we started. We had a chance to actually talk about what happened. I talked about what happened with the mother, and honestly, after that, there was a lot of. It was a lot of crying, and we came out of it. I with a different mindset, and a lot of feelings got lifted.
When you say she wanted to get married, who are you referring to?
The victim,
The victim wanted to marry who?
me.
Okay, all right.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, let me ask you, what was the contributing to the delinquency of juvenile arrest in 2005?
That was I was in my vehicle. My son was with me. me and my ex-wife were arguing. I had left and was speeding in my truck. And honestly, when the officer pulled me over, it should have. I think it probably should have been like what is that, endangerment or something like that. But he did the contributing. The DA threw that out, and I went with I pled guilty to reckless driving or reckless operation.
And did you plead guilty to the current charge that we're talking about?
I did.
Okay, it was a reduced charge, right? Plea bargain?
Well, yeah, it was. Yes, sir. It was a plea.
Okay.
I don't really, I didn't fight it too long because I mean, there really was no point. I really don't know what the other charge was. My lawyer came to me and said, this is what they're offering. And just to save any, you know,
Okay,
anguish or anything, I took that plea.
all right, I think we're prepared to vote, Mr. Tillis.
Mr. Ferguson, I see the remorsefulness in you. You've admitted to what you've done and you've served 18 years of a 20-year sentence. My vote today is going to be to grant parole. To grant.
You stay?
My vote is gonna be denied. You got a plea bargain and the child was 15 to your 30 years of age, so age difference.
Okay, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your parole has been denied.
Please let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, please hit subscribe for new videos every week.